One thing that we always have to deal with around the property, around the hunting land, is overgrown limbs, bushes, etc. that are growing into the trails and access points. So today we picked up the STIHL HT 131 pole saw, and I haven't used it yet, but I wanted to take you along with my first, cranking it up, the first thoughts on the unit, how it works, and then we'll also go cut a few limbs and see how it cuts. We've had several other pole saws in the past, gas powered and also just the hand saws that extend, but it's time to up our game a little bit. We got a lot to cut, and I think this tool is going to help us get it done. So let's check it out. So this is the unit 131. One of the reasons I picked this unit is because of the extension capability. It says this will extend to 14 feet, so that gives us a little more capability to reach some of those higher limbs. And also, it'll actually run a 14-inch bar, so that seems to be a pretty decent sized bar for a pole pruner. So I'm excited to give it a try. I did want to share with you a few things that came with the pruner. So it certainly came with the bar and the chain. I did pick up one extra chain. I always like to have one backup. You never know what might happen. You don't want to have to leave that job you're working on to go get another chain. So I did pick up one of those. It's a little micro chain, 1/4 inch pitch, 72 drive length. So it's the right size, so hopefully we'll won't have any trouble with that. Came with an Allen wrench, shoulder harness, because it is pretty heavy. That'll come in handy. The scrunch, a flathead screwdriver for, I'm assuming, adjusting the carburetor. And that's in the instruction manual, and that's it. So we're going to put in some STIHL fuel. We're going to put some oil in the cutter head and go fire it up. Let's see how she does. Let's add some oil for the chain. It's got the nice cap with the handy flip up cap. Nice. And we're gonna have to tighten that chain up a little bit. Let's see. Looks like we just need to loosen the bar nut. Use the same scrunch. Snug it down. Gas in it and it should be ready to crank. Okay, we got her fueled up. We got gas in the tank. We got oil for the bar. Again, the first time I've started the unit, so we'll see how easy it is to start. That was pretty easy. Easy push to stop. So she started like a dream, no problem. So now let's go put it in some wood and see if she'll cut. I wanted to share a couple specs on the pruner before we give it the first cut. So the pruner actually weighs 17.3 pounds, and the engine is 36 cc's. And for reference, You guys have seen me run the MS 170 several times on the channel. This is only 30 cc's. So my expectation is that the pole pruner is going to cut pretty well. Let's give it a shot. Wow, that's pretty good. Well, that's pretty doggone impressive. It's cut well. Outstanding. Many of you saw me in an earlier video on Cedar Valley Outdoors while I was sitting on top of a bucket on a track hoe. Not very safe at all, but I didn't go too high. But this limb was the limb I was cutting on, and it was just really too high to go up on top of that bucket. It would have been totally unsafe. So this pole pruner, it worked really well, and I wanted to share with you. I mean, this limb was an 8-inch diameter limb, and it cut it really without any problem, and also without me putting a lot of force on it. With that, that length, I had the pole fully extended, and with that length, I wasn't able to put a lot of force on it. Just the weight of the head of the pruner was able to pull it through. That and the chain's certainly sharp, so it pulled it through the limb pretty well. So I'm excited to get this taken care of for the neighbor here. And I wanted to comment too on the extending the pole. This thing extends to 14 feet. And all you do to extend it is loosen up the nut, and it's actually spring loaded, and it pretty much just jumps out there. And it goes, again, 14 feet. Probably a little more with that 14-inch bar on it. So, I can't say enough. For me, this worked really well. And I've got a lot of other limbs to prune up a couple of the driveways and the roads here. So I better get after it. But thanks for joining today on Cedar Valley Outdoors, and we'll see you soon.